Entry number 22, June 22nd, 2017. Right after writing the last entry, I left my room. Someone was moving, which put a lot of stuff for free on the counter, especially reserved for stuff that's up for grabs. I got a pair of shoes, an ice tray. I've been wanting an ice tray. A block of pepper jack cheese, a can of chili, and a can of chicken broth, and later a basket. The person moving was handing out blocks of cheese. I should have asked if I could take more. I've already finished off my cheese. Jeff was in his office. I finally got around to telling him that Karen Kepik had promised me that power cord 2 weeks ago and said, by the way, can you call her? He did. She was there. She said she was in court all day Thursday, but that she would leave the cord at the reception desk where her office is. Jeff showed me signs of thinking this was great. I was cynical myself, and it turned out rightly so, by the way. But that part of the entry comes later. When I got outside the estate, a guy I call Fishbach was sitting against the wall. I call him Fishbach because that's what he calls me. He says I remind him of someone he used to know named Fishbach. He asked me to buy him a pop on my food stamps and said he'd pay me back. I figured, what the hell? I had a surplus of stamps anyway, and he might pay me back. So I bought him a pop. He said something close to, I get paid tomorrow. I'll pay you back then. He still hasn't paid me back. I think I then went to buy a pack of smokes, and then went to the library. In my email, I received a message from the BEST team, and specifically Jennifer Gamble, telling me that I have an appointment for a psych eval. It's sometime in July. I no longer remember the date, but I kept the email, and I intend to write it down the next time I'm in Wi-Fi range. MWR had great success going to a Chinese cooking class. He met a woman with whom he is intrigued, got some photos, etc. I don't remember all the details. I think that covers all noteworthy about my trip to the library. I left the library at about 7:30 and went to Safeway to buy one item, a huge jug of Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey. Forgot to write down that when I got home, I put my jug of that green tea with blueberry crap that I bought a while back. I put it out on the free desk. The lines were long at the checkout counter, so I asked the customer service cashier if I could buy my one item there. That worked. I then went home and made macaroni and cheese with the following extras thrown in. 1. Hamburger chunks cooked in my large pot. 2. 1 scrambled egg cooked in the microwave. 3. Pepper jack cheese cooked in the microwave. It was quite good. There was enough for 4 or 5 people, but I ate it all. Then I went to bed. When I woke this morning, I was excited to get that computer cord despite myself. I decided to wrap the computer in a plastic bag and put it in the backpack I usually use, the one with the pins on it. I went to Karen's building and checked with the receptionist. No computer cord was there. I decided to come back in the afternoon and told the receptionist of the plan. Then I went to Whole Foods to turn in some cans to get a pack of smokes. I was down to 2. I was 20 cents short of a pack of smokes. I had exactly $4 before I turned in my cans. I got $5.80 or close to that. When I got through getting my money, I went outside and had a smoke. My last cellie from prison showed up. There was a moment of mutual recognition. He said, "Hey, I know you." I said, "Yeah, you were my last cellie when I was in prison." He told me he had to wear an ankle bracelet. It was obvious he was wearing a punitive ankle bracelet, so I said I had already noticed it. He asked me for a smoke. I said I had snipes and rollies. He asked for a rollie. I gave him one. Then I remembered I also had filtered cigars. I told him he wanted a cigar instead, so I gave him one. I was done with my smoke, so we went our separate ways. More was said, but nothing I deem important enough to be willing to write it. Maybe I'm being lazy. I then went to my tobacco shop and then to the library to upload one picture, chat with friends, and noodle around on the World Wide Web for about an hour. I left at 2 o'clock p.m. to go back to Karen's building. The cord still wasn't there. One of the receptionists called Karen. Apparently, she was there. The receptionist said that Karen forgot the cord, that Karen was in court all day on Thursdays, and that I would have to try back next week. I will be trying back tomorrow. After that, I came home, exhausted from such a defeat. Eventually, I got around to writing this entry after some net hack, relaxing, and smoking. I think I'll go dumpster diving tonight. I have $5.61. Emergency due to solitude modifying maturity. End of entry.